Hello everyone. 다자하오. 안녕하세요. It's Korean. I'm Jae Hyung, the executive chair of the National Action Against GMO in Korea. Today, I'm here to talk about our anti-GMO movement, which involved 47 NGOs in Korea. I will also discuss the important global issue of genome editing in relation to GMOs. Let's start by introducing our movement. The Korean National Action Against GMOs began on August 13, 2016. We are representing consumer cooperative, food organizations, farmers association, and environment groups. We are proud to be the biggest anti-GMO organization in South Korea with 47 organizations and over 1 million members. Our main goal is oppose the South Korean government's plan for genetically modified rice. We are equally committed to protecting our food, farm, and environment food-related risk. We are also working to strengthen GMO labeling rules and remove GMOs from school meals. One of our significant achievements was convincing the government to stop its GM rice development project. This spot shows the launch of the National Action Against GMOs. It's a gathering of representatives from Korea's agriculture and food civil society. As you look at the picture, you might wonder where I am. Funny enough, I wasn't there. But don't worry, you can easily find Jae Hyung from Hansalim, the vice president of IPOM Asia in the photo. Where is she? Keep an eye out for her. This place used to be the experimental field for developing GM rice by Korean Ministry of Agriculture in 2016. In South Korea, rice is very important food, and there was a big worry that GMOs could mix with people's meal. Thanks to the Korean campaign against GMOs, we stopped GM rice being commercialized in Korean market. Even 7 years later, the Korean government still say no to commercializing GM rice, but they are still selling on GM rice. South Korea has a huge size of eco-friendly free school lunch program, but that's a problem. Some processed food used in the program have GMO ingredients like GM soybean oil and GM canola oil. In Seoul, the capital of South Korea, there was a poster displayed to find a way to remove these GMO ingredients from school lunches. But it's still a problem because of a limited budget. Now, let's talk about the ongoing GMO challenge in South Korea, which sadly continue to grow. South Korea's GMO movement started around 2000 due to the worry about imported GMOs. While GMO cultivation is not allowed in Korea, there are still issues. We have a GMO labeling system, although it's not perfect. some GMO cultivation is allowed for experimental reasons. And our main GMO concern include dealing with unauthorized GMOs, urging the government to be more vigilant and pushing for labeling system based on raw materials. We are also working on regulating new GMOs from genome editing technologies, which is a significant issue in South Korea. This photo will finding and remove unauthorized GM rapeseed plant in Korea. In 2017, about 15 tons of GM rapeseed plant got into South Korea and spread it by itself. We can still find them in some places. There's an island called Imja-do, where this GM rapeseed plant have been for a while, and that concerns the organic farmer there. And many countries, including South Korea, import GMOs for animal feed. South Korea brings in about 10 million tons of GMOs each year. These GMOs are transported to feed factories across the country, and sometimes they spill, as you can see in the picture. During the COVID-19 pandemic, this became a bigger problem. Surprisingly, some of the spilled GM corn can sprout and grow because corn is very adaptable and mixed with other types easily. To make sure it doesn't affect nearby organic corn, we are working hard to remove it. South Korea has a GMO labeling system, but it has some problem. It doesn't require GMO labeling if the final product don't have a protein or DNA, even if it has GMO ingredient. People want a better system that table based on ingredients. When former President Moon Jae-in in office, more than 200,000 citizens asked the government to change it to ingredient-based GMO labeling. It's important to note that this was the only food-related petition with over 200,000 signatures ever in Korea. But companies don't want this change, and the government has slow to act. So ingredient-based GMO labeling is still challenging. This sad story. This spring, something shocking happened in South Korea. GMO zucchini has been grown and sold for 8 years, even though it's not allowed to import or grow in Korea. Here's how it happened. In 2010, a company bought zucchini seed from the United States. They changed the seed and sold them to farmers, some of whom were organic. People like me who ate this zucchini were affected. This isn't just a South Korean problem. It could happen anywhere. I encourage you to act in your own area. Ask your government to check seed for GMOs to stop this from happening again. You might have heard of or participated the People's March Against Monsanto, a global anti-GMO campaign. In Korea, we have it every year on the third Saturday of May. It's called the Monsanto Bayer People's March Against GMOs, led by the National Action Against GMOs. South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan even made a statement against GM potatoes. In 2023, about 500 people came together in Korea to say no to GMOs. They had a clear demand to deal with the problem of unauthorized zucchini squash and make stricter rules for genome editing. Even with the coronavirus, we didn't stop. We ran an online campaign to keep the fight against GMOs going strong. This year's People March Against Monsanto Bayer GMOs, it took place in Seoul, South Korea, right in front of City Hall, where we occupied the main street. One of the slogan we chant goes like this: GMO 가고 유기농 오라 in Korean. And let's shout out the slogan English together. I say go out, then you say GMO. It's okay. And I say come on, and then you say organic. It's okay. Yeah. Are you ready? I say, okay. 1, 2, 3. I said, go out. GMO. And come on. Organic. Okay. One more time. Go out. GMO. Come on. Organic. Very good. Thank you. We came up with this chart because we believe that the solution to GMOs lie in choosing organic alternative, and GMOs pose a threat to organic farming. At our march, we had a lot of families, and we want to make it fun for everyone. First, we all wore green clothes because it represents organic things. We also had a fun cone and tomato mask to remind us of GMOs. And we wrote our messages on the road with chalk. What's cool about the chalk is that it disappears when it rains, and it doesn't burden the people who clean it up. Maybe you could try this as a fun activity in your own march. All you need is chalk, a cool slogan, and determination to make a difference. This picture is from our online collection of anti-GMO photo during COVID-19. It shows the labor kids making a promise together. In South Korea, when you raise your pinky finger, like they are doing in the photo, it means you are making a promise. You know, sometimes it can be though to keep up with the GMO movement, but when I see the picture, it gives me new energy and hope. We are going to keep going with the GMO movement, and we'll do it for our children, just like we promised. In 2022, because of the coronavirus, we organized an online campaign where people could participate from their home. We asked them to take a picture of their GMO-free meals, and this poster showed the people who were chosen as winners. To encourage participation, we offered a special prize. And guess what the prize was? It was 100,000 won, that's Korean money, around $80 worth of delicious GMO-free, organic-free food, okay? And I like to talk about the campaign against the bill that wants to change the rules for genome editing in South Korea, which is a big issue right now. Since 2020, we asked for stronger rules for genome editing. We believe these new GMO technologies should have rules, not less of them. To make our point, we didn't attend the meeting about the bill, talk to the media at press conference, and even put ads in newspapers. But on July 20, 2022, the South Korean government did the opposite of what we asked. They sent a bill to the National Assembly to make the rule for genome editing less strict. We have been saying that there are problems with how they are doing this, and now we are working on a campaign to stop the bill. The bill wants to say that if organisms made with new technologies like genome editing don't have foreign genes or don't have any foreign genes in them, they won't need to follow some of the rules. This means they won't have to worry about things like crop safety, human safety, or harm to the environment. Do you see the picture? It may look like a TV screen, but it's actually a screenshot I took while live streaming the 2021 genome editing regulation bill public hearing on YouTube. You can watch the video from that day on YouTube. What was incredible is that hundreds of people joined in online, and they left over 1,000 live comments, all asking for stricter rules. On that day, the National Action Against GMOs took a stand by boycotting the public hearing. They were against some export industry representative and others who want to make GMO rule less strict. The protesters even took over the podium to make it clear they want stronger GMO regulations, not weaker ones. Thanks to their effort in 2021, they stopped the government from passing the bill in the National Assembly. And we had a meeting with lawmakers to talk about government plan to loosen GMO regulations. The panel included officials from the Ministry of Trade, Industry, and Energy, the department pushing for the change. During the discussion, it became clear that the government is more focused on making money than on addressing issues like food safety, farmland protection, and the environment affected by GMOs. We also talked about scientific mistake related to genome editing. Since it's new technologies, they are still error in research paper. For instance, some scientists think they have removed a gene, but they haven't. This discussion provides a strong basis for our call for stricter regulation of genome editing. Remember this picture we saw earlier, where back then we pressed the newspaper ad to make a strong statement. We wanted stricter GMO regulation, not the other way around. We used the whole page in one of a big newspaper in Korea, and it cost quite a bit. To make it happen, we gathered people who agreed with our message and raised fund. Because the situation was urgent, we only had 2 or 3 days to get this done. But guess what? More than 600 citizens joined us, and together we managed to run a full-page ad in one of the top 10 daily newspapers in Korea. It's the last page. Genome editing deregulation tides: US, Japan, UK, and guess what? And the EU, Korea, and Taiwan, and more. Given the impact of national GMO legislation on other countries, it is clear that the GMO issue is one we all share. For healthy agriculture, food, and ecosystem, we need to stand in solidarity and pull together. We look forward to reaching out in solidarity. Thank you very much.